Filing a VA claim without the right evidence is like showing up to formation without pants. Yeah, you'll get noticed, just not in the way that you think. That's why we're going through the top 5 things that instantly strengthen your claim. Seriously though, if you want the VA to actually read your claim instead of just tossing it in the denied pile again, then you need these top 5 things. Stick around because number 3 is something that the majority of veterans overlook. And number 2 is something that very few veterans do the right way. But do me a favor though. Help me help you. I realize you can just skip to the end and find out what the 5 things are. But the real need of helping me help you is what is being said, not what is being written. So give me 15 minutes or less, and I'll give you enough information to put you closer to or in that 100 club. I'm Mr. X. I'm the guy behind the guide, giving you all the information you want to know and need to know about the VA clinch process. This is the VA Top 5. Now, before we begin, I just want to say a few things. First off, you don't have to be a lawyer, doctor, or VSO to get this right. You just have to be a veteran who's tired of getting the runaround. You just have to be a veteran who's tired of getting denied. I know you know how to do hard work, so let's put in that work. Let's get this done right. Let's get you closer to or in that 100 club. All right, for any claim to be successful, you know there has to be the 3 things, right? There needs to be evidence of treatment while in service, or where you served has to be presumptive for the condition that you're applying for. You need to have a current diagnosis, and you need an excess. And number 5 on this list, a medical opinion that uses VA language. Okay, now before you go down that rabbit hole, you know I'm not advocating for you to go out and get a private medical opinion. Where I think would be better here is if you get your doctor to give you a medical opinion relating your current condition to service. This is where your doctor's connecting the dots between your service and the condition and how it all relates. Now think of this like having a wingman at the bar. If you show up alone, you're invisible. Now, if you show up with a wingman, you got backup. You got someone pumping you up and giving you a little bit of confidence. They got to take you seriously if you got a wingman. Same thing's true with your medical opinion. Okay? Don't shell out the big bucks to go get a private medical opinion. Have your doctor give you one. It doesn't have to be long and extensive. A simple, detailed few sentences is all it takes to make the difference. As for the VA language portion, that's where the at least as likely as not comes in handy. Have your doctor, have your examiner, in their statement, use the phrasing, your condition is at least as likely as not related to your service because, and insert the information, insert any additional evidence. That's the part that is most helpful. All right. Number 4, consistent medical evidence. I cannot stress enough the importance of submitting or having in your file the ongoing treatment notes or evidence of record of your medical condition. You know, whether you've been seen monthly or yearly for that condition, needs to be in your file. Now, before you bite my head off in the comments, okay, technically speaking, you don't have to have hardly any medical evidence in your file to be granted service connection, okay? But the title of this video is the top 5 things that instantly strengthen your claim. You're not here because you want to submit the same weak garbage that you have been submitting. You're here because you want to strengthen your claim. You're here because you want to get service connected for the condition that you have, okay? Think about it this way. One doctor visit every decade doesn't scream serious medical problem. It screams, I only see the doctor when my leg falls off. Okay? Ideally, you submit the treatment records that show, hey, from the time of service until present, or at least, going back some time, consistent evidence along the way shows treatment, every few months, every 6 months, or even yearly, anything other than just nothing between when you left service and present day. Like I said, it may be enough, probably not, but let's strengthen that claim. Now let's say, for example, that since you left service until present day, let's say it's been a round number of 15 years. During that 15 years, let's say you've only been seen once or twice. and not in the last 10. So how can you really submit consistent medical evidence that you really haven't been seeing? This is what I would do. This is number 3 on the list. Detailed symptom logs. Okay? What I would do is this. Over a period of, let's say, a month or 2, it could be less, but the more time you have, the better. Just keep a little note in your on your phone and the app, and the Notes app, and just detail, hey, on this day, on Wednesday, August 20th, I had knee pain when I did this. August 21st, I woke up with knee pain. I did this and I had knee pain. I worked for 8 hours and had consistent knee pain that I had to sit down. Any and all the above helps. Now, I get it. It's a pain in the butt. But if you want to strengthen your claim, this is what you got to do. This is what you have to submit as evidence with your claim. Keep it detailed logged. The more details, the better. You don't need to write paragraph upon paragraph. But talk about the details. Hey, Wednesday, August 20th. This is what happened. I woke up, I had knee pain. I walked around. It felt a little bit better once it warmed up. But then it got worse about 20 minutes later. Anything helps. Be consistent, be detailed, but create that log. All right, number 2 on the list. CMP exam preparation. Now, what I mean by preparation is doing it the right way. Because you've done it the wrong way enough times, right? That's why you're here, to strengthen your claim. Now, what do I mean by doing it the right way? Well, I already shown you plenty of times where to go find the DBQs at the VA website. They'll pull up whatever condition that you applied for, whether it's musculoskeletal, mental, whether it's a neurological, doesn't matter which one it is. Go pull it up. Look at exactly what the examiner's going to be looking for. If it's a musculoskeletal claim, they're going to be looking for pain, obviously, but determining if there's pain is really quick. After that, it comes down to range of motion. What range of motion? Depending on what body system and what joint we're talking about, the range of motion could be different. So, help me help you, okay? Go review it. Find out what type of range of motion we're looking at. Is it flexion, extension? Is it abduction, adduction? That way, when it comes up in your exam, you are already prepared to then talk about when you have pain or when there is limited motion. You know, use your words. Be descriptive. Okay, being prepared ahead of time is the biggest difference, I think, in preparing for these exams. Okay, now I'm not telling you to embellish anything. I'm not telling you to lie. But I am telling you to amplify the symptoms that you do have. Now, if you came out, if we're talking about painful motion, and you came out and said, hey, I got a paper cut, and it's, it keeps me from working, and I have to lay down in bed all day. No one's going to believe that. And if you're laughing right now, good, because I meant it as a joke. But seriously, the examiners know when you're giving them a load of crap. So, be straight up, but prepare how you're going to say it. You know what, I woke up today, and instead of just saying I have knee pain, but like I woke up, my feet hit the floor. Okay, no pain yet. I stood up, and I started to feel that just, fresh, nagging pain just from standing on my knee. And as I walked a little bit, it felt a little bit better because it warmed up. That's normal. Just by mentioning that, the examiners are going to think less of you. They're going to think that you're being straight up with them. Now, if you then continue and say, look, my knee warmed up for a little while, and then after an hour or 2 or a half hour, whatever the time is, then it started to really give me a lot of pain. And when that pain came, I had reduced range of motion to where I could only move my knee about half the distance, and I couldn't move side to side. All those extra symptoms you got to prepare for. Now, you don't need to prepare for a day, a week, or a month, but give it some thought. Write it out. That's what helps me. Write it out. That way you know what you're going to say, or at least have it in your mind. If you just think to yourself, oh, hey, that's going to be pain, and I'm going to mention this, it doesn't work so well. Write it out. It takes a little bit of time, Review it if you need to before you go in. But these are the things that help you prepare for that exam. You want to ace that exam. You want to strengthen your claim, not weaken it. All right, number 1, specific, clear symptom descriptions. I spoke so long in number 2 there about consistent medical evidence. I have talked about everything in the number 1. But as I've mentioned before, not only in this video but in previous ones, the one thing we're going to not do, we're not going to limit ourselves to one-word descriptions like mild or moderate or occasional. We're not going to allow the examiners to reduce our disabilities to one-word symptoms, mild, moderate, occasional. All right? Be specific, be descriptive. In the previous example where we're talking about the knee, talk about how it happens, when it happens, okay? That doesn't lessen or weaken your case in the eyes of the examiner. But when you're specific and detailed about everything, okay, that makes it more plausible. That makes it more probable because you are specific and clear. You know, those examiners, they see enough veterans to know. They examine enough people to know when someone is giving them the runaround. Okay? Don't be that guy. They can spot you a mile away. So, be specific. Use your words. Write it out if you need to. Okay? Break out the thesaurus and look up different ways to explain the pain. I know it seems silly to do some of this stuff, but a few extra minutes here and there, an extra 15 minutes here and there, really goes a long way to strengthen your claim. And if your claim gets strengthened due to this time, you're going to look at that 15 minutes that you spent writing it out. That's the best 15 minutes, perhaps, of your life. Mainly because if that was the difference of what it took to put you in the 100 Club as a result of writing it out, then that's the best 15 minutes that you could have spent. All right, wrapping it up here. I'm not going to sit here and blow sunshine up your behind. You know what to do. And to add just one of these things, then your claim is going to be 20% better. If you add all 5, well, now you're playing chess while the VA is still playing checkers. Okay? It's not too difficult to add one of these things to your next claim, and I guarantee it's going to help strengthen your claim. That's not a guarantee that you're going to get service connected, because all those details are different for each one of you. But I will absolutely say this. You add one of these to your next claim, it's going to be harder to deny you. They still may do it, but it's going to be harder to do it. That's kind of the goal, right? If they have to think twice about it, then maybe you should get service connected for it. Maybe it is related to service. All we have to do is put that doubt in their head. And with that doubt, hopefully the VA rater is thinking about it. But do me a favor. If you watch this entire video and you feel like I gave you enough information to where the next claim, your next claim is going to be 20% stronger, well then you owe me a thumbs up. Drop me a comment if you're not committed to go play some chess. Please like, subscribe, and share for more no-fluff VA claim tips broken out to little humor and some honesty. I'm Mr. X. Thanks for being with me. It's the VA Top 5.